Yes, 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 guys. It's only Tiago's father, 89 here. A familiar face on your screens again. And boys, we have done it. We're back in another Champions League final. Was it ever in doubt? Maybe so. But we're here anyway. Roll that intro.
Tell the world we are Liverpool, champions of England.
We've conquered all of Europe. We're never gonna stop. From Palestine to Turkey, we've won the fucking lot. Got Paisley and the Shankly, the fields of Anfield gold. We are all supporters, and we come from Liverpool.
Yes. We are back on your screens again for another episode of Red Sea Full Time. And we are in another Champions League final. SS, talk to me.
Yeah, I was hoping for a nice, casual, comfortable evening. It wasn't quite how I planned it and how I pictured it, but Champions League
on the edge of your sofa.
Yeah, I was hiding behind it after the first half, but Champions League this season has been mental, isn't it? It's just every game is just you think it's over and it's just not. So yeah, another classic, but we're on the right side of it.
At the end of the day, as a Liverpool fan, you'd be stupid to think that we do anything easy. We always got to make it that little bit harder, and I call it entertainment value. Yeah, all these boring teams around the world that don't give any entertainment to their fans, and then there's us. Then there's us dishing out heart attacks. But never mind. We've made it, and do you know what? It's funny, right? And this seems really shitty of me to say, but like I understand that Villarreal went up in the tie, but I never sat there for any moment, even before the tie, and during the tie, thinking that we ain't gonna win this. So much so, I had a meeting to attend this evening, and normally I would have gone. I ain't going to that. Liverpool's on.
Yeah.
I was like, Villarreal. I'm coming to the meeting. I'm going to the meeting. Don't worry about it. It's in the bag. Then I sat there. We just finished the meeting. I was like, Villarreal are 2-0 up. And I was like, oh, my God.
It's that arrogance, isn't it? I've not really felt that before because we've always been the team. Klopp came in. We were a mess. We slowly it's improved. Champions League final, title challenge, win the Prem, win the Champions League. So I've never really had that arrogance in a semi-final because we've never really done it before. And it was an expectation that we were going to get there, especially with a 2-0 lead. And like you say, tonight I'm going into that game thinking, yes, the first goal is important, but even if there's no first goal for the first 20 minutes, it's going to be okay. You see the lineup come out, you think, okay, no Henderson, no Diaz. That's a little bit of a surprise, but we should be okay. But yeah, I mean, geez, literally the third minute,
mate,
just what you didn't need. The fans jumping back in the tie, and it got worse, didn't it?
It did indeed, and you're right. You're looking at that lineup and you're thinking, yeah, boys, nip and tuck, get in, get out. Do you know what I mean? Get in, get out, keep it tidy. We got Spurs on the weekend. Just do enough. Maybe score one and then just cruise.
Yeah.
But Villarreal had other ideas. So talk us through that first Villarreal goal.
Yeah, I think that's been our problem. I think just before I mention the first goals, I think we've kind of tried to play too many games, which is understandable, managing 4 competitions, doing the bare minimum. We can win in second gear, we can win in third gear. And I think in the Champions League, yes, it's Villarreal, but they're there for a reason. They knocked out Bayern, they knocked out Juventus. You can't win the Champions League in second and third gear. You just can't do it. We've seen in the past, United have taken the group stage sort of, maybe not as seriously as they should have done, and they've been found out and gone out at that stage. Inter Milan with 2-0 up, and you got the home leg, you think, we'll be fine, and you lose on the night. So, if that's against a better team than Villarreal in the semi-final, and you put a first 45 minutes in like this, which we're going to mention in a moment,
you go out.
I think you have a different result. Yeah. So, like you say, first goal, 3 minutes in, not great. Robertson gets beaten at the back post, and then Van Dijk gets beaten in a slow reaction in the middle. It's poor, really, and it's from players that you don't expect that from. They're not really switched on. to lose 2 loose balls back to back within your penalty area with Robertson and Van Dijk purely out of reaction time is not good enough, and that's why we conceded that goal. And like you say, Villarreal's backs got up. You think Liverpool, okay, worst start possible, but we've got Thiago. He's been running the show for 3, 4, 5 weeks now, and the Villarreal carried on. They didn't let off, and they were worth their second goal. Again, it was similar. Capoue, it's kind of a North London graveyard. Villarreal, you've got the manager, you've got Capoue,
North
Coquelin.
London retirement home, isn't it? It's North London retirement home.
There are loads of them in there, but the second goal, Lo Celso, the second goal comes again. You've got, which I found was quite poor. I think our midfield was to blame personally for the entire first half. They were nowhere. You had Robertson for the second goal. The ball was over the top from Villarreal. Robertson's 2-on-1. Capoue gets the ball again. Robertson, he goes with the right man, but then Capoue checks back in, and Robertson gives him that yard. He almost steps away and gives him 2-3 yards in between. Gets the cross in, and there's Coquelin beating a stagnant Trent. And we've seen it before. When Konate's got the run on someone in the box, good luck. So
definitely
for Trent to be so stagnant, surely you're expecting someone to arrive at the back post. And a lot of the goals that Liverpool have conceded this season have been, on the counter. We've got a high line. If they've managed to beat the offside trap like we saw with City, that tends to be how we concede our goals. But very rarely have we seen Liverpool concede with the back four set, the midfield set. There's defense is back. We've got numbers. So to be broken down twice, it was very un-Liverpool-like, and definitely cause for concern.
Oh, for sure, I totally agree with you. And this is the thing, that lackadaisical defending at this level will cost you. And I think Liverpool, if we're going to go on and lift this, we can't do that. Whoever it is, if it's going to be, it could be Real, it could be City. I don't know. That tie could go anywhere. But
agreed.
Ultimately, if we're thinking we're going to go into that game and play like this in the first half, it's the game could be done dusted. It could be put to bed in the first 20 against those type of sides. I think Klopp has got to be praised for an absolute masterstroke at halftime. I think in the early days, certainly up until maybe a season, maybe 2 seasons ago, he wouldn't make those changes. He'd go, no, this team can get us out of it. 70 minutes, 65, 70 minutes, he'd then go to make a change. We're seeing now, and I think it's probably because he realises that we're fighting on all fronts at the moment. Never has he been involved in a side that's been challenging for everything. Not even in his Dortmund days. We're challenging.
Anyone's ever got, isn't it? This is the furthest any English team has got, and still with a chance of all four. So never has he ever been involved in anything like this. So I think he's recognising that squad rotation is important, and making changes in key games to keep us in these competitions and keep us pushing on is important. And the halftime changes, that's what kind of instigated the comeback in this game, because yet again, we're speaking about a Liverpool comeback. It seems like in Europe, comeback kings. It's just we're just playing up to the title, the generic title of comeback kings. And again, we're speaking about another comeback, and it was that time again, wasn't it? It was Fabinho time. That's it was. Yeah. We had to almost give up the lead to make it a comeback again, didn't we? But it was interesting because the front three at the beginning of the game, Mane, Jota, Salah, and the conversation's always who's going to be through the middle. Is it Jota? Is it Mane? And Mane was through the middle. Jota was off the left, and I think personally,
let's just touch on that a little bit more, because you and I have spoken about this before over numerous different shows. Jota off the left doesn't work for me now. It doesn't work for me.
No.
It doesn't work for me. And also, Mane off the left doesn't work for me anymore. It doesn't work for me no more. Yeah. Diaz off the left. Yeah. And it's almost like there's 3 guys now fighting for that one central striking position, whether it be Mane, whether it be Firmino, whether it be Jota. And at this present time, come for me in the comments if you will, but Mane's my guy. Mane through the middle is my guy.
I agree. If the Champions League finals tomorrow, it's exactly what you've just said, isn't it? And I agree. I think Jota in the first half off that left was non-existent. I think Mane had a chance through the middle.
Was he even on
Thiago
the
had a
Was he
chance.
even on the pitch? Was he even on the
Yeah,
pitch in that first half?
and like you say, I think that it helps that you've got 5 subs that you can maybe press the swap button slightly earlier than you would. A halftime sub doesn't leave you with 2; it leaves you with 4. From that point. So that definitely helps a bit more confidence to make the change. But you needed to. I personally would have put Hendo on at halftime as well. Obviously, Klopp knows better than me.
For it.
With it,
you were screaming for it in the chat. Yeah, you were screaming for it.
But I don't. For me, again, Naby Keita. I don't want to Naby Keita bash because he gets a good goal at the weekend, and without that, we're out of the title. But again, when push comes to shove and the big games happen, for me, he's just not got that star quality that you need. He becomes in the big games, he becomes a weak link, in my opinion. So I think Henderson's fitness this season has really shown. He can't seem to play 2 games in a week, even if he only plays an hour against Newcastle. He's not starting. He's playing 10 minutes today. So I think he's really struggling. And maybe we'll see Jones feature a little bit more towards the end of the season. Who knows? Because you can't play Thiago, Hendo, Fabinho every game from now until the end of the season and expect the same level of performance. But yeah, like you say, we get back in the game second half on the hour mark. Fabinho. It was interesting. Villarreal's tactics kind of shifted. It reminded me a little bit of Istanbul with Liverpool. We were 3-0 down. We had to go for it. We got level, and then we went back into our shell and thought, right, if we stay open any longer, we're going to get royally raked in the bum.
Yeah.
Villarreal were like, all right, we've got it back to 2-2. Now let's do what we did against Bayern, do what we did against Juve, keep it tight, hit him on the counter attack, nick a goal at the end, and that's just what Liverpool needed because they came back in the game. The possession. In the first half, I've never seen us give the ball away so much. And second half, it was back to let's play the ball in their half, keep it, drag them left, drag them right. And, the game opens up. Fabinho's now not having to be defensive. He's an extra player going forward, finds himself free in the box. And, you think he's going to put it across the penalty area. It's straight at the goal. He's straight through the legs and keeper should do better. But it's similar to the Henderson goal. It's kind of a goal out of nothing from the first leg. And it's just what you needed to change the momentum of the game.
Yeah, it was a welcome shift because up until then and up until half time, it did look like Villarreal were kind of in the ascendancy and they needed pegging back. Just want to get some of these comments here. Will Scarlett, big shout out to you, mate. Whichever way it goes now, we can't complain. At 3 cup finals and a possible title, I agree with you. This for me, and I'm sure for most Liverpool fans in their living memory, is the best season in the history of the club. This is the best season in the history of the club. Now, you and I have been very, very vocal about this over time, that it's now time for us to kick on and not just be remembered for sexy football. We've got to start winning doubles, trebles, and we're on for an unprecedented quadruple. At the end of the day, we can only control what's in our hands, and what's in our hands is the Champions League and the FA Cup now. We've got to go out and finish off the job in those cup competitions. And then we are hoping for a favour somewhere along in the league. But, at the end of the day, if someone told you at the start of the season that they're going to give you 3 cups, Champions League, FA Cup, League Cup, I'm sorry, every single person in these comments and every single person watching now or later on is going to bite their hand off. So we should feel incredibly fortunate. But there is a part of me that says, no, we won all 4. And we've been screaming revenge tour from the beginning of this season, and I hate to say it's panning out exactly how I said it would pan out. I did say everyone's getting it this year, and no one believed me, and so far everyone's got it. So we're on for it, and I totally believe in everything that this Liverpool team is doing and what they can do. Will, again, Klopp's in-game management seems to have improved. Look, let's just expand on that because I think you're right, Will. I think his in-game management has got better. There was all these kind of Tuchel lovers and Klopp haters crawling out of the woodwork when Thomas Tuchel came into the Premier League. There was all this talk of, Klopp can't change games the way that Tuchel can change games. Well, let's look at who's having what season. Yeah, I get it. There is a bit of upheaval. There's been injuries at Chelsea. There's been a bit of turmoil. I understand it. But Liverpool went through that last year. And everybody said that we were a one-season wonder. We were a one-player team. This year, the momentum shifted to us having the best squad depth in the whole entire league. My, how things can change. So, I was trying to press you on that a little bit, SS. What's your thoughts? Because I do feel that Klopp's in-game management has got better. I don't think he's ever been bad at it, but I do think that was a point where he could improve his management. And he's showing now with the tactical substitutions that he's making, the way that we're going in and we're affecting games.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with yourself and with Will. I think you look back at even last season when we had that horrible run. We lost at home to Burnley, Fulham, and someone else, Brighton. I think it was all back to back at Anfield, and it got to that point. I know, yes, we had injuries. We didn't have as good as options off the bench that we have had this season. But once that kind of low block team went 1-0 up at Anfield, you kind of knew that was it. The in-game management from Klopp, there was kind of no plan B. It wasn't like, plan A's not worked, so what do we do now? It was like, well, unfortunately, plan A's not worked, so we're probably not going to get a result. So yeah, it's doubled up with having better options. You say the squad depth's changed. People have remained fit a lot more than they were last season. The same kind of players, but yeah, just one or two additions, a Canate, a Luis Diaz, options off the bench, plan B, and the only way that you change games is really with personnel. Yes, you can change tactics, etc. But if you want to win the big trophies, you look at all the best teams that have won the league, the Champions League. They've got options off the bench that are just as good as the players on there. If they're not performing, it's not like you've got to make a sub and weaken your team and put your backup striker on and just hope he has a worldie. We've got options on the bench here, which on their day are better than some of the players that start the game. So yeah, I think it's a combination of Klopp has learnt from that horrific season that we had last year, and I think it's helped in a way. It's made them a bit more ruthless. But yeah, in terms of having game changers off the bench, even Divock Origi comes on against Everton and does the job. The options are far better than they have been.
I mean, look again, just to touch on this a little bit. It does look scary, really. Like it's scary because, like I said, in the space of 6 months, we were questioning our squad depth. It was being questioned. Top pundits, do Liverpool have enough depth to go on and win the Premier League? Can Liverpool challenge on all fronts with the current squad?
Yeah.
We go into the January window and we make one acquisition in Luis Diaz, and all of a sudden we've got the best squad in the Premier League. It's crazy how one signing can just change that, isn't it? It's weird.
It is, but we were calling out for that,
isn't it?
Absolutely, we were saying we needed a fifth option, weren't we? Because you remember back to last season, Jota gets that injury against Midtjylland in that pointless game, and you're down to a front three of Firmino, Mane, Salah. By all means, is fantastic, but if they're out of form, even if they're in form, that's 90 minutes every week, every game, twice a week, the same front three. Adding a Diaz in, Bobby's been out for what, 4 games, and we've still got rotation. Origi's come in and made it a 5 again, but we've got world-class rotation, and even going from 4 to 5 in a position, or you look at the centre-back options, we've been able to rotate Matip and Canate. The difference, just that one extra player makes in that position. We've got Smikas and Robertson swapping around, Gomez and Trent swapping around. It makes such a difference to have not only the players fit that you've got in the squad, because we've always said the quality in the squad has always been there. It's only really been the availability that's let Liverpool down in the past of squad depth. So yes, it's only been 1 or 2 acquisitions, but we've not really had any players out for the season. A lot of the times this season we've had a full squad available. We've had to leave out Minamino, Elliott, and Origi from the entire match day 18, which is mental. So yeah, it's onwards and upwards, and every season up to now we've really only concentrated on the big 2, haven't we? Because that's all we can do, and if you win one of them, great. But now we've got kind of a squad where even if you go down to the 3rd team, and you look at the Minaminos, etc., it's enough to get you through the League Cup early rounds, the FA Cup early round, the odd Premier League game here. Oxlade-Chamberlain can't get a look in, but he played earlier on in the season as well. So it's even if we don't do the quadruple this year, say we get 2 or 3, you go into next year, and again the aim will be 4 again.
100%. And again, you look at all the rumours, and they are only rumours at the moment, but the summer window could be shaping up to be crazy. And guys, make sure that you're following us right the way through, because we will be here with the Transfer Tuesday shows. It's a fixture of what we do. We love a bit of a transfer rumour that's circulating. So there's lots to get our teeth into. We obviously know that a potential incoming, or what seems to be done and dusted, is Carvalho from Fulham. Mitrovic kind of hinted to that in his post-match interview, saying that we all know what he's destined for, and you know, he deserves it, and so we know that's happening. And the key thing is all these players are going to play games. There's plenty of minutes. Especially if we're going deep in all 4 cups. It's unreal.
Really?
So let's flick it back to the current Champions League and what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
Guys, if you're just joining us, Liverpool are through to the Champions League final. Who will we play? And I just want to flick to that quickly as well. Real Madrid and City are locked in this
ding dong.
you know, tantalizing ding dong. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous, and that just shows the caliber of. And look, I'm going to give Manchester City some praise. Yeah, that just shows the caliber of team which we're up against in the Premier League and in the European competition. That 2 juggernauts of Premier League football, the 2 teams that have been at it for the last 4 years, back and forth for the last 4 years. City getting the better of us, you know, on 2 of those occasions already, and us taking one of them, and we're here again. You know, us and City again with no one else in sight. 1 point again with no one else in sight. You know, and again, we're here in the latter stage of the Champions League. One of us are going to make it through to the final. Year before that, it was us. Last year, it was them.
Yeah.
You know, this love affair, this Pep and Klopp love affair just continues. But as we look at how that City and Real Madrid tie is poised, a lot of people wrote off Real Madrid. And I've said this countless times. To win the Champions League, it's not just your starting 11. It's not just your manager. It's not just your squad. It's your club.
Yeah.
Real Madrid are Mr. Champions League. They find a way, even when they're at their shittest, with
still there.
with the pensioners in the midfield. Yeah. With Benzema up top, who many wrote off. He's the best striker in world football at the moment. He stepped out of Ronaldo's shadow and he's leading Real Madrid. You know, we look at that midfield of Kroos and Modric, one that Ancelotti won't get away from, one that he won't change, even though you know, their young midfielder, can't remember what his name is now.
Camavinga.
Camavinga is playing some serious ball. You know, somehow Casemiro, somehow, if Kroos and Modric are fit, that's the pairing. Do you know what I mean? You know, you look at the back 4 as well. Of now, you've got Alaba in there with Milito. Milito looked shit last season, bruv. But this season, Milito's looking all right. He's playing some decent ball. Alaba in there. Rudiger potentially turning up next year. But at the end of the day, we know, and obviously Courtois in goal. Vinicius is playing some serious football. Yeah. Eden Hazard can't get a look in. Gareth Bale can't get a look in. But Real Madrid as a whole club, the whole club from Benzema right to the dinner lady, they know how to win this Champions League. They know how to win it. And again, Liverpool are a team, right from Mo Salah to the dinner lady. We know how to win the Champions League. So I feel that gives Real Madrid the slight edge over Manchester City. On paper, Manchester City are a better team. We can't deny that. On paper, Manchester City are a phenomenally good team, better than Real Madrid. But when you look at them as a club, with the history that Real Madrid have with this Champions League, it makes them favourites for me heading into this tie.
Yeah, I think you said it at the beginning. It could go anyway. They could play 3 times and you'd have, you know, it would be a draw win and a win for each.
Results,
So, I personally think Madrid might just edge it. Personally, I've got kind of this thing in my head where we got to 2 Champions League finals in 3 years before, and we played AC Milan both times. I just feel like it's, Madrid will be waiting for us again as a little 2018 rematch potentially, which
revenge tour.
Which is exactly what you said, revenge tour. They knocked us out. I think it was last season as well. We had the horrible injuries and stuff, and Trent didn't have a great game away. I think they played at their training. We played at their training ground or something.
Yeah,
with no fans. It was a weird one.
Yeah,
but either way, it kind of feels like the season that we've had and the battles that we've had with City. like you say, every trophy that we try and win is against them. They're in every competition that we're trying to win. So kind of feels only right that we'd have Pep as the last game of the season on May 28th, Pep v Klopp. But yeah, I think if we can look after Benzema, which is easier said than done, if Van Dijk can do a job, and whether he goes with Konate or Matip in the final will be interesting, because Konate has played all the games in the Champions League, probably because it's the midweek match after Matip's played
fixture
the weekend.
Congestion.
But with the Champions League final being a week after any other game, will Matip come in and play that game because he wouldn't have played over the past 7 days? Will be interesting. But yeah, I think personally we can do Madrid if Benzema doesn't have one of his crazy games where he just wins a tie on his own. But yeah, City, I think if I put it this way, I think if it's a City-Liverpool final, I think City are favourites, and I think if it's a Madrid-Liverpool final, Liverpool are favourites. So
what
from the bookies, I think that would be how they do it. I agree with you. Madrid, don't write Madrid off whatsoever.
Forget the bookies, bro. Forget the bookies. I forget writing Madrid off. I'm talking about City favourites over us in the Champions League.
I think bookies wise, they would be.
Nah, that's one competition. That Manchester City don't become favourites over us.
But they have been. Man City have been favourites to win the Champions League before a ball's kicked the last 3 seasons.
And look, and how many finals have we been in, and how many have we won, and how many finals have they been, and how many have they won? So for me, again, with the history that we have in this Champions League, City are not. And look, do you know what? Have the favourites tag, because if you get slapped, then you can have your favourites tag. But for me personally, right, that's one competition that when we go into any tie against anybody, we are favourites. We are favourites. You put us up against whoever, we're favourites, because there's just something about the Champions League. And look, I might be speaking out of turn. I might be speaking too soon, because this is knockout football. But there's just something about the Champions League and Liverpool Football Club. There's something about Europe and Liverpool Football Club. It's just different. It's different. It's not the Premier. It's not like the Premier League. It's not like anything else. It's not like anything else. Our game just goes to a different level in the Champions League. We look at tonight. We're 2-0 down at half time. Many teams will fold and crumble. Liverpool didn't. We got our heads. We got into half time, and we went in and said, "We ain't going out like this." Like, come on, like what to these man? No, come on.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
No, I agree, and it's that man Diaz that gets the equalising goal on the night, isn't it? The ball in from Trent on the right hand side cuts him with his left foot, and again Diaz getting in the box, he just makes things happen. He's a bit like Grealish at Villa. He just, every time he gets the ball, there's an expectation that he's going to get the ball. All he wants to do is dribble forward at that fullback, take him on, cut inside, get a shot on, or put it across the box for someone else to tap it in. And like you said, Jota on that left hand side doesn't really do that. So that was a massive change in shape, formation, and the way we were playing. And the header's not perfect; it's down on the floor again. It goes through the goalkeeper's legs. He could probably do better, but you take them every single way they come. And we've praised Diaz, haven't we? From minute one, everybody said he feels like a Liverpool player. He feels like he's been here for years and years, and he's almost got to that point where without him we don't look the same. It used to be Mo Salah was the guy, and apart from that United game, Salah's still struggling for me to score goals in open play. He still doesn't look quite right. I've not seen anything that magical from Salah yet for a while. You get so used to Salah picks up the ball on the edge of the box and you think, a bit of magic now, it will happen. And for me, it's not quite been there. He's been the top goal scorer in the league the whole season. And now Ronaldo and Son are breathing down his neck because he's yes, he went to the AFCON. I get that 100%, but he has slowed down massively with his output. And Diaz, for me, is now the most important player in that front three.
I think teams are, it's now with Salah, it's happening all too often now in terms of his goal output for it to be a fluke. I think teams weren't paying him any respect before. Now they recognise and they understand the threat that man poses from a goal scoring option.
Yeah.
So I think, and looking at and watching the games, teams have decided to get up closer to him, rough him up a little bit, like really get under his skin, And also, it doesn't help the amount of football that he's played. You think we've competed in every single game? If we're through, we're going to play in every single possible game you know, that we could have done in the season, and he's at AFCON as well. You know, so
Yeah,
you know,
He
he's
literally played in every possible game, isn't he? Like I say, club and country. Yeah, good point.
club and country, every possible way.
Mm.
He is human. He is
Mm.
human. Could
Definitely.
he do with a rest? Could we rest him in some of the remaining fixtures we have left if we are going to go on and win that Champions League? Because I think a rested Mo Salah, a well-focused Mo Salah, is still the best player in the world. He's still delivering. He's still got the most assists in the league. He's still the front runner in terms of goal scorers in the league. He's 4 ahead of Ronaldo on 22. Ronaldo's on 18. You know, yes, there's every possibility Ronaldo might catch him up if Salah doesn't score another goal between now and the end of the year. But I don't think that's possible. I think he scores again. I think he still wins the Golden Boot. I still think he gets the most assists. You know, I still think he picks up a number of trophies. You know, he's having an absolutely magical season. But I do agree with you. I think that he's not that he's not any less effective, because I think, you know, players marking up against him is just as effective because it takes attention away from others who are still equally as deadly in front of goal. Maybe that's the reason why Mane's having the season he's having, because everyone's going, right, Mane was shit last year, let's not mark him, he's washed up, we'll all focus on Salah. Mane goes, come on then, boys. Do you know what I mean?
agree. It's almost released the other 2 or 3 that play. Like you say, Jota's scored loads of goals. Diaz has come in and pretty much scores every time he plays. Mane the same. And yeah, Mane's the one that gets the third on the night, and that's the first semi-final away win Liverpool have had since 1985. Would you believe? You know, the amount of semi-finals we've been in recently. You know, you look through the 05 and 07 ones when we got to the final with Chelsea, drew away, and then Garcia gets the winner at home. We lost 1-0. Joe Cole, Aga gets the equaliser, and we win on pens. 18, you know, we wipe Roma away in the first leg and lose away. Barcelona, we get battered away, win at home. So we've always really relied on that Anfield kind of second leg or first leg result to get us over the line. So that's the first time we've actually gone away from home and won on the night in a semi-final, which is great. And yeah, the goalie again, I think the first 2 goals have played on his mind a little bit, and he comes out pretty much to the halfway line. Mane goes round him. Foyth's still back there. You're thinking, just shoot, and he's all casual. I'm gonna go past Foyth. I now got an open goal. Just shoot. No. I'm just gonna make sure. Puts it in with his left foot. Nice and easy. And yeah, it goes from a game where I was a little bit worried at half time, not gonna lie, to winning 5-2 on the night. So bring it on.
100%. Look, we're going to start drawing the show to a close. Thank you for everyone that's been in the comments as well. SS, we're in the Champions League final again. Hold on. Let's talk about this.
3rd in 5 years.
3rd in 5 years. How many Champions League finals have you seen in your lifetime?
05, 7, 18, 19. This will be the 6th one.
6th.
5th.
That's mental. Isn't it? That's mental that we've been to 5 Champions League finals.
Madness. Crazy.
You know, that's crazy. Some
the team we had back in the day.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah, we started 05 with Jimmy Traore and Harry Kewell. We started 07 with Jermaine Pennant. So you know, this current team 100% should be getting to minimum semi-final year in, year out. But yeah, to say you've seen 5 in your lifetime, when, you know, pre-Klopp we were pretty bang average, weren't we? So very special.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. 2 of those came pre-Klopp, with probably the worst Liverpool teams we've ever seen in our lives. Like, let's
Absolutely
be honest,
right.
it was horrendous. It was horrendous. You know, so it's a good place to be. And I stretch that even further. How many European finals have you seen in your lifetime?
Yeah, so 01 Alaves 5-4. That was the Europa, wasn't it? Lost to Sevilla. In the 16 Europa final. Well, I think it was UEFA Cup then. So that would be an extra 2, I think, unless I'm forgetting one.
Yeah,
so 7 European finals.
7 European finals in our lifetimes. That's mental.
Yeah, won 3, lost 3. So this one would be the decider.
This is what I'm saying. That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Some teams can't even say they've qualified for the Champions League that many times. do you know what I mean? That's crazy.
Yeah, no, it is fantastic. We are very, very lucky, and you hit the nail on the head. It's the love affair with the club's DNA in Europe. You know, Emery has is very similar. Not necessarily with one club. You know, he got the 3 with
as a
Sevilla.
manager.
Yeah, as a manager, he got Sevilla to 3 in a row. He got Arsenal to the final. He won it with Villarreal, and you know, to get to the semi-finals of the Champions League with, you know, Capoue, Coquelin, you know, just players that haven't really, you know, Alberto Moreno in there. It's just amazing. Fair play to them. Absolutely sensational effort.
He gets it. Like as Emre as a manager, when it comes to Champions League in Europe, he gets it. He understands.
Absolutely.
He understands. You know, and that's it. You know, he just has to have that. And look, I do feel like it's a historic moment in the club, and I feel we would be very hard done by if we don't walk away with one of the big two.
Yeah,
would be very hard done by. But equally, if Manchester City walk away with both of the big twos, we've made them work for it, and they deserve it.
exactly.
If you know, we've made them work for it. We would have pushed them all the way. I'm hoping that City go out tomorrow, because if City go out tomorrow, I think it will make the rest of their season implode.
It's a great point.
To be honest, I think them going out tomorrow could be a double whammy, and that's what we want. You know, it would almost be like, oh well, what, you know, they want the Champions League. If they're being honest, they want the Champions League. Yeah.
But yeah, I think also that puts more pressure on them in the league, because if the Champions League is no, then technically for the amazing season that they've had, they can only actually win one trophy, and that Premier League is the only one they can win. So they're thinking, God, if we slip up one game in the Prem, we end up with nothing. We'd end up with 0 trophies. You know, Liverpool breathing down our necks. Liverpool have got a chance. You know, if we do miss out by a point, we've got a chance of a trophy. You know, I remember the last time we missed out by a point, it was like, we've had such a good season. We've got 90-something points. We've got to win the Champions League. That this season can't end without something. It felt like the Champions League was almost a reward for how well we played in the Prem that year as well. So I agree with you. I think if they go out tomorrow night, I think the pressure is you know, ramped up, because all their eggs are then in one basket. And we've got one in the bag. We've got another final coming up in the FA Cup, another final in the Champions League. You know, City are going to be like, we can only stop them winning this one. So if we don't do this, bloody hell, they're going to go and get the lot.
Taking everything. Yeah, they're going to take everything.
Yeah.
So before we close, I'm going to put you on the spot.
Oh God.
Are we lifting the Champions League this year?
Yes.
He's going to go yes. Okay, I'm going yes as well. I think we lift it this year as well.
Good man.
I think we lift the FA Cup as well. And I also think we lift the Premier League.
Hope so. That's the only one.
I think we take all 4.
I'm a little worried about the Spurs game at the weekend. I'll be honest.
I'm not. They're chasing Europe. They have to come out and play. They can't sit. They have to win. They have to win. If they want to be in Europe next, or in the Champions League next year,
they can't slip up anymore.
They can't slip up. They have to win, which means they have to come out and play.
Absolutely.
If we want to win the Premier League, we have to win, which means we have to come out and play. So it's gonna be a very open game, and defense for defense, I back us. Midfield for midfield, I back us. The only slight concern is they've got Song and Kane, which is a fucking great combination. Those two together are unreal. Like,
superb.
It's crazy. They're a superb combination, great double act, and probably will go down as one of the best double acts in the Premier League, because the goal output is unreal. Would Harry Kane score as many goals as he scores without Hu Sung-min? Probably not, because they're, you know, and would Hu Sung-min score as many goals as he scores without Harry Kane? Probably not. The two complement each other very, very well. But yeah, I'm backing us for all 4. But you know,
do the Arshavin, can't we?
Yeah,
that'll be revenge.
We can only put ourselves in the frame, and we're firmly in the frame in the latter stages of each competition. Okay. Roll on Spurs on the weekend. We'll be back for some more full time after that. You've been with the Red Sea Podcast. I've been Thiago's father. This has been my co-host, Southern Scouser. We are over and we are out.